Call in, guys. Talk to me nice.
Welcome back to Sports Tea. Welcome back to Sports Tea.
Talk to me nice. Nice. Call in, guys. Talk to me nice. Call in, guys. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Sports Tea. As you can see, I'm still not back in the Bay. I will be on a flight tonight. So I just wanted to make sure that I came and gave you guys one more live before I head back home, and potentially maybe I won't go live tonight. But as you can see, the Lakers got their asses kicked again. And what should have been an easy win because they already had a lead, of course, they had a fourth quarter collapse. The Bulls got super hot, and we're going to break down this game this morning. And I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you guys for joining me early in the morning. There's no better way to start my day than to cook the Lakers, as you can see in that little picture and that little thumbnail in the top left corner. Belts to asses. The Chicago Bulls in the fourth quarter. This is a testament to what their team can do. I mean, when you play team basketball, they're playing some of the best basketball as a team right now in the NBA. And I know that I called them a G League team in my last, Bulls spanking the Lakers by like 45 points in in the last video. And I mean, it was just really to sort of emphasize the fact that you have LeBron James and Luka Doncic getting blown out by a team with no superstar on it. And the Bulls as a team, they are just fantastic. They are lighting up the court. They are hot from three. They are playing good defense. They are playing smart basketball. LeBron James didn't look smart out there last night. Not at all. He didn't look good. And I bet this is just his karma for running his mouth that way and saying how smart he is and how much better he is at 40 years old. He didn't look good out there on the court. He played like shit. Luka Doncic didn't play a great game either. Austin Reeves was like the hero, highest scoring player on the floor. Who's here this morning? Let's see. Rap got reloaded. You were the first one in. Renee 43, Zoe with the locks. Salute. Michael. Demian Sanchez. Salute to Ticket TV. He is so incredible. If you guys are not subscribed to him, go over there, check out how he's calling the Laker games and analyzing them. Really great content over there. And I just love watching him cook the Lakers too. Salute, wise guy. Aggravated man. I'd be aggravated too if I was a Lakers fan, or if I'm just watching an NBA game and seeing it become 3-point contests and layup lines. Good morning, Spurs, and salute to all the moderators and everybody joining this morning. Right hand Cam, AM, Slam Newton. Alrighty, guys, as you all load into the room, do me a favor, like the video, share the video. This is really important. Get the word out there about Sports Tea. We need more subscribers, so share the video to your social network. Let your friends know if you are liking the content. Sharing is caring. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. So thank you all for joining. Let's jump into this game. Oh my gosh. So when you take a look at, let's just take a look at the team stats and just have a quick glance overview of what happened in this game. So they took about an equal amount of field goal attempts. Bulls got one extra, and they made two less than the Lakers. Like I said, Austin Reeves was the highest scorer on the floor. Kobe White played well, 9 of 20 shots. I wouldn't say he played his best game, but he looked great against the Lakers. 3 of 4 from the free throw line, whereas Austin Reeves was 100% from the line. And I mean, this guy gets calls. He is getting star calls. He's been getting them all season. Austin Reeves is respected by the referees, guys. So let's just take a look again. So Lakers had a higher field goal percentage, but the Bulls shot 19 I'm sorry, they shot 44 threes, but they made almost 23-point shots to the Lakers' 12. They just shot the lights out and they shot the Lakers' hearts out. They completely demoralized them from the free throw line. The Bulls shot 63% from free throw land. Are you kidding me? They had 22 attempts from the free throw line. They had more than the Lakers, and they only made 14 of them. And like 60% from free throw line is not good. The Lakers should have been able to win this game. Bulls out-rebounded the Lakers offensively and defensively. Rebounds wins games, guys. You take a look at assists, they out-assisted the Lakers. The Lakers had more stops than the Bulls. They got 8 steals, 7 blocks. So defensively, it's interesting because the Bulls rebounded better, but the Lakers did everything else better defensively from a statistical perspective. The Bulls turned over the ball 15 times, more times than the Lakers 11, but guess what? Sometimes it's not the number of turnovers you have, it's when you have them and at what critical moments did you have those turnovers at. And the Lakers had critical turnovers in the fourth quarter that literally lost them the game. They also, the Bulls conceded 24 points off turnovers. The Lakers had this game in the bag. This was their game to lose, and they lost it. Lakers outscored the Bulls in the paint. And they had their largest lead was they were up almost 20 points. They were up by 18 points. So let's just take a look. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box score. I want to congratulate the Bulls. What they were able to do was really great in the fourth quarter. They need to be celebrated. Sometimes we can't always just come in here and beat up teams and not give the other team credit for what they were able to do. They beat the Lakers twice. They blew them out the first time with both Luka Doncic and LeBron James on the floor. Okay? You got a rookie Buzelis, Kobe White, who's clearly, a leader on the team, emerging, Kevin Huerter, at this point, a veteran role player, Josh Giddey, traded from the OKC team in the offseason, coming up big for their team. Kobe White, Giddey, both going for 25 plus, combined for 51 points. Kevin Huerter made 5 threes. Kobe White, 5 threes. Josh Giddey, 4 threes. Matas Buzelis, 2 threes. I mean, they hit 19 3-point shots. Their bench wasn't a no-show either, and the Bulls don't even have a big rotation. They have 4 guys to come off the bench, and 2 out of the 4, 50% of the bench scored 10-plus points. The bench combined for 21 points, and they only were able to put in 4 people to rotate. The Bulls are playing great, and I want to give them credit. I want to shout them out because as a team, they are lighting up the court. Even individually, they are looking special. Kobe White, Josh Giddey, to hit that half-court shot, incredible. And we're going to get to that later. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Lakers box score. Dorian Finney-Smith, 30 minutes on the floor, 3 points. Not good, plus minus of 10. 20% from the 3-point line is not that good for 30 minutes on the floor. LeBron James played almost 40 minutes, 8 of 20. 0% from from 3-point land. So he hit nothing behind the arc, and we're going to take a look at the shot selection as well. 50% from the free throw line. You got to hit those, LeBron. He did have 5 total rebounds and 12 assists. That's a whopping sort of stat line, 17 and 12, 17 points, 12 assists, 2 steals. But LeBron James, of course, had some turnovers, 4 turnovers. Not, very typical for LeBron, but it was when the turnovers happened that really caused the Bulls to lose this game. So Jackson Hayes, very athletic forward, 9 of 11, played great. No reason why the Lakers should have lost this game to the Bulls. He had 8 rebounds, 19 points. Luka Doncic didn't have that great of a game, 8 of 22, 4 of 12 from the three-point line, pretty awful from behind the arc, 5 of 6 free throws, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 25 points. Austin Reeves, 10 for 17, 3 of 9 from the three-point line. I don't think he was that great from distance, but he was 100% from the free throw line. So salute to Austin Reeves. He's been coming up big and stepping up big for the team. I think that he typically plays better without LeBron James on the floor, but he has decided and he has shown the Lakers that he's not going to give up his high scoring because LeBron James and Luka Doncic are in the lineup. And so I want to commend Austin Reeves. I want to give him his props and also just say, like, hey, Austin Reeves is playing well. He cannot guard anybody. So offensively, he plays well, but defensively, he cannot guard anybody. He's still half of a basketball player, but he is stepping up as a leader on the Lakers and deciding, hey, I'm still going to get mine on the floor. I'm going to do what it takes. So shout out to Austin Reeves. Now, when you go ahead and take a look, I want to call out LeBron James and just this game that he had. Look at all these three-point shots. He made none of them. It was like Bronny from the three-point line. He just didn't have a good game. This was LeBron all game. And they still were on pace to win. So LeBron hit nothing from behind the arc, was okay, at 0 feet from the rim. But then they still lose. They were on their way to winning this game, even without LeBron playing a good game. And I just compared him to Herter. Herter's a forward as well. I just threw that in there. But you take a look at the fourth quarter, and this is where the Lakers lost the game as a team. And it was just disgusting. Look at all these three-point shots that the Bulls hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just the fact that they were able to get 11 open looks from behind the arc in the fourth quarter. And the Lakers took all these shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like they had 7, 8 three-pointers in the fourth quarter. Only one of them made. They were awful down the stretch. They only hit 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. What is that? The Bulls spanked their asses in the fourth quarter. The Lakers completely shit the bed in the fourth quarter in this game. They lost the game. And the Bulls were extraordinary. Look at this half-court shot that Josh Giddey made. This is a historical moment for the Bulls. And right in LeBron James's face. And just so you guys know, prior to that, okay, LeBron turned over the ball in LeBron-like fashion down the stretch, just blowing it for his team. But it was an inbound. So he inbounds the ball, and it was just this slow, sloppy pass. I don't even know how he thought that he was going to get the ball into Austin Reeves' hand. James Worthy was disgusted with the Lakers, by the way. He was just absolutely disgusted by them. He thought that they played an awful game. I'm going to play his sound for you guys, and then we're going to react.
+20 points to OKC. Lakers playing Memphis in a couple days on the road. And just when you're hoping for a little momentum, which they got last night.
We've had too many games like this. We've had too many games over the last, couple of seasons where we've had 26-point leads. Give that up. Lose to teams we shouldn't lose to. You come in after a great win in Indiana. You gotta be more serious about taking care of the basketball. I mean, they only had 11, but the ones they had were just critical. I just hate to see a loss like that. We just kind of hand it to them, not defending the three. Mistakes. I don't know.
I thought Austin had the game winner. He blew right by Patrick Williams. A couple seconds left to play. Chicago had no timeouts. They threw the ball in, and these players like to shoot these half-court shots at the end of their pregame routine. We see Luka do it all the time. Giddey probably is one of those guys. He shoots half-court shots a lot, kind of as a joke. But tonight turned out to be a pretty serious loss for the Lakers. That's a tough one.
Giddey had his way with the Lakers this season. We said it, 2 steals shy of a quadruple double almost a week ago. Tonight, a triple double. Josh Giddey, 25, 14, and 11. Let's hear from JJ Redick. He's speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
I guess what's the immediate reaction from that?
Devastation. It's our way to lose a basketball game.
Breaking it down a little further, so up 5 with about 12 left, and they get the quick 3. I think you did have the timeout. Would you wanted to take timeout to advance the ball there? Or
No, not necessarily. I don't want to put yourself in that. I mean, if I
Guys, I had to just throw in a little bit of JJ Redick for you guys. Devastation. What a way to lose a game. I mean, Josh Giddey was sensational. I mean, what a miracle shot. He hit the shot of all shots. And I mean, his form looked really good. When that shot went up, it looked good. And yeah, it was a long shot and likely to not go in, but it's just funny because they talked about how a lot of guys, they practice that shot in their pregame warm-up, and they believe that Josh Giddey is one of those guards that does that. So salute to Josh Giddey, salute to Ghostcast Hoops. Good morning, everybody. Don't forget, like the video as you're loading into the stream. I thought that James Worthy personally was shading LeBron James. He said over the last couple of seasons, they've had games like this. So he's not blaming the coach. And, you know, you've got to look for these little thinly veiled comments that commentators and people in the media are going to make now, because there is going to be a huge media war, similar to the fact that there's like a race war in America right now. There's a gender war. There is a war right now between NBA players and the media, and it's not dying down. It's not going away. And you are going to see multiple people, whether they come from past eras of basketball and they're in the media, they're going to be throwing shade. And I think that that's what James Worthy's done with these little comments. LeBron James called him out on the Pat McAfee show as well. He said people were going to go and, run to the internet and look it up. But I remember when James Worthy, as well as Robert Horry, they were criticizing LeBron James for eating courtside. And he did it multiple times. LeBron James said he was eating some fruit after he depleted himself. He was the only one he was the only one on the bench eating. It is unprofessional to eat. I have never in any game had food at my game. When I'm sitting on the bench with my teammates, even if I wasn't playing that game, I was never eating. You have water, maybe you have your, Gatorade or electrolyte drink. You do not sit there and eat food. LeBron James has whipped out a full snacks. One time he was actually eating a meal on the bench. Sitting there eating fruit. Oh, please, LeBron, you always have to be the odd one out. You always have to be the person that is, above everybody else, that doesn't follow the rules. So yeah, James Worthy was shading him, and he made it a point to say that, these games, these embarrassing losses that the Lakers are having, they've been having them. This isn't a JJ Redick thing. This isn't a Darvin Ham thing. This is a LeBron James thing. This is him. Anthony Davis isn't there anymore. So it's not Anthony Davis. The only consistent piece on that team is LeBron James right now. He's the consistent piece. He's the common denominator in the last couple of seasons. So guys, don't miss and keep your eyes open for the shade that media members are going to throw to LeBron James, because it's coming and it's going to get worse and worse. Not only has LeBron James completely waged a war on the media, he has also waged a huge war on the older generations of basketball, the legends of the NBA. And they're going to come for him, and it's not going to stop, and it's not going to get any better. So speaking of that, that brings us to our next topic, and that's Stephen A. Smith. And you guys know I'm like, when it comes to Stephen A. Smith, hold on, guys. Whoops, this is the wrong graphic. But when it comes to Stephen A. Smith, I'll get the graphic up in a few minutes, but he has he's angry. He's angry with LeBron James. They have a huge beef. It's not going to die down. I don't think they're ever going to come back from this. I don't think it's ever going to be resolved. I think it's going to continue to fester, blow up. I think that it could simmer, but this is at a height that it's at a fever pitch at this point. And I don't know how much either of them are going to keep talking, but Stephen A. Smith is not going to stop talking. He first responded to LeBron James's Pat McAfee interview on First Take. He responded to a lot of the lies that he told. I mean, LeBron James told so many lies. He lied about taking the Cavaliers to the finals himself when his, points completely dropped in the finals in that series. He wasn't even the leading scorer. I just thought it was hilarious. Just all of his lies. Awful. Anyhow, Stephen A. Smith, he starts to respond on First Take. He had like the first 20 minutes of the show was just him responding to LeBron James. I picked out just a small clip of that. And then he also responded on his YouTube channel. So I'm going to play 2 sound bites from Stephen A. Smith for you guys. Here's the first one.
I suggested he be happy with the things that I haven't brought up. I never brought up really and never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. I never really brought up or discussed why you did not attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction when that man was directly responsible for you capturing a championship for the first time in your career. I brought up none of that. I didn't bring up the fact that even though when people had asked, you had alluded to what had happened tragically to your son, and thank God he's okay with his heart condition. I didn't bring up the fact that even though you couldn't go to the Hall of Fame induction of Dwayne Wade weeks earlier, you were out of the country on business. I didn't bring that up. That's your personal business, okay? But the fact is you wasn't at the Hall of Fame induction of a brother that's going to drastically assist to you being a Hall of Famer because he helped you become the champion that you are, and he was a big brother to you. I brought up none of these things. But LeBron James, at the end of the day, wants to come at me, and he's walking around pouting. Why would he be pouting? The man is 22. He is universally recognized as the Mount Rushmore of basketball. He is unquestionably one of the greatest players to have ever played basketball. I have him top 2. Stab me in the chest. Crucify me. Throw me in jail. Of the thousands upon thousands of players who have played in NBA history, I have this man number 2 overall in the history of basketball, despite Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being a 19-time All-Star, a 6-time champion, a 6-time league MVP. It was the greatest, the most trusted move, offensive move in NBA history with the skyhook. I still had him ahead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's not enough. So much so that you go this route. It's very unfortunate that he has done this. It's very unfortunate that he has tried to ostracize me amongst the NBA community and the sports world and beyond, talking about how I talk about I'm pooping on the players and all of this other stuff. They don't bring up all the time we praise the players. I applaud them when they win. I criticize them when they're messing up, in an effort to make sure that you don't do it again. I'm not wishing anybody to fail, but I have to call it how I see it because I have an audience to answer to.
Stephen A. Smith, he talked about the fact that LeBron James is just not the GOAT. He talked about that. And he went in on that a lot. He listed all of Michael Jordan's accomplishments. He said, you're angry that I don't think you're the GOAT. You're not that. And he just went down the list of why. He talked about 2011. I wonder if I have that sound. Let me see. But, I mean, Stephen A. Smith, so many people really question, how did LeBron James even get to number 2? And why is Stephen A. Smith always saying that he's right behind Michael Jordan? Nobody really understands that. I never have been able to understand it. Like, why? How is it that he's just instantly number 2 to Michael Jordan? Why? Why? I don't get it. Do you guys get it? How is he greater than Kobe Bryant? How is he greater than Tim Duncan? How is he greater than David Robinson? It's just utterly ridiculous. I just take a look at this graphic, guys, and tell me what you think. Here's the first one. We have LeBron James with 4 championships, Michael Jordan with 6 championships, LeBron James 22 NBA seasons to Michael Jordan's 15. LeBron played 17 playoffs. Michael Jordan played 13. Oh, and look at this. LeBron James won the NBA Cup, the very first one, and Michael Jordan has 0 of those. And then when you take a look at All-Star games, LeBron James has appeared in 21 of those to Michael Jordan's 14 out of 15. Then we're just going to do the honors and awards, right? Because this is the resume. You have season MVP. So LeBron James played 22 seasons and has 4 MVPs. Michael Jordan played 15 seasons and has 5. I just want to know, like, who had the more productive career? That's Michael Jordan. When you take from an MVP perspective, he was the more productive player. Finals MVP, Michael Jordan has 6 of those to LeBron James's 4. If LeBron James was truly better than everybody on the floor, even in those finals losses, he would have picked up a finals MVP. Historically, the NBA doesn't do it, but Jerry West won a finals MVP in a loss. It can happen. When you're that great, when you play the game that great and you're truly the greatest player on the floor, you could do it. But LeBron James wasn't able to capture that. All NBA first teams. Michael Jordan has 10 of those. LeBron has 13. So 10 out of 15 seasons, Michael Jordan was all NBA first team. And 13 out of 22 seasons, LeBron James was all NBA. I'm confused as to what happened to the 9 other seasons that LeBron James played. So out of 9 other seasons, I thought he is the greatest player to play this long. You should still be able, if you're playing so great for 40 years, then you should still be able to capture these awards. All NBA teams. LeBron James has got 20 of those. So he's been selected to one of the 3 teams 20 times out of his career. Michael Jordan, 11. So LeBron seems to be slightly beating Michael Jordan, but not really, because Michael Jordan came back for the Wizards when he was 39 and 40. Okay, he didn't make the All-NBA teams those years, but 2 out of his 15 seasons he was injured. So LeBron, it seems like LeBron might make All-NBA this year. Who knows? So LeBron might be slightly having the edge over Michael Jordan in All-NBA teams. All defensive first team. LeBron has 5 of those out of 22 seasons. Michael Jordan captured that like 80% of his career. LeBron James is like a 20% of his career. He was an excellent defender. 20% of his career. All defensive teams. Michael Jordan has 9 of those, 9 out of 15 seasons. And he's even got a Defensive Player of the Year award, which is not captured that many times by guards. And just to make it obvious how dominant Michael Jordan was as a scorer, 10 times he won the scoring title. 10 times to LeBron James 1. Yet, somehow, LeBron James is the all-time scoring leader. So that's what happens when you play for 22 years. You can rack up longevity stats, but look at these honors and awards. It's not there. The resume isn't even there. And Michael Jordan, like if LeBron James played for 22 seasons, I expect his resume to look better than this. It should look way better than Michael Jordan's for somebody who's saying that they're the greatest because they played the longest. Again, LeBron James is the longest movie that we ever saw, but he's not the best movie we ever saw. The movie is mid. Or it's a good movie, but it's not great. And it's not the greatest. Michael Jordan even has 3 steals titles. The only thing that LeBron James has over Michael Jordan is that he has an assist title and he has a slight edge in his all-NBA teams. But that's it. That's it. There's really nothing else to, ride home about. But Stephen A. Smith, he responds some more on his YouTube channel. And I want you guys to hear what he has to say about, he gets a little bit more uncensored. He becomes more unfiltered.
This is not about Bronny. This is about LeBron. This is about LeBron. And when you sit up there and you talk about, I love talking about, I don't need something like this to happen to talk about LeBron. He plays for the Lakers. He is LeBron James. I don't need an incident like this to talk about LeBron James. And do I use him for ratings? You're damn right. Like I use anything in the news for ratings because I'm a reporter and a personality and a pundit and a commentator. That's my career. Of course I talk about him. Of course I talk about anything relevant in the news. 1 minute it's LeBron, another minute it's the Cowboys. Y'all act like that's all I talk about. For 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week live, all I talk about is LeBron and the Cowboys. Are you sure? Because I can pick a whole bunch of things I've gotten in trouble for opening my mouth about. But that's neither here nor there. Because let's not get distracted from the real point at hand. The real point at hand is this. LeBron James continues to lie. He hoodwinked y'all into thinking that he was upset about criticism about his son. If your son is a professional basketball player, and I was talking about your son as a basketball player, since you just went on Pat McAfee's show and said you would never knock anybody for talking about the game, then what is it that I said? What I said was, as a father, stop. I wasn't talking about you as a father, as somebody that's home minding your business, and I just call you out because your son is in this position. That's not the father I've been talking about. That's why I've been addressing Draymond Green, who's been an avid supporter of LeBron on this matter. All I'm asking is for comprehension of the actual point. How do you mention Bronny James without bringing up how he got drafted by the Lakers? How he got drafted, period. How do you bring that up without bringing up LeBron James saying he was better than some NBA players before he got to the NBA? How do you bring that up without bringing up that LeBron James said, quote, if you want me, draft my son. At this point, it ain't about the money. I'll play for free. That was LeBron. How is it? I mean, I understand cynics. I understand this penchant to just hate the player and not the game. I understand how it's tempting to just come at me because you might dislike me or might disagree with me if you're Joe Public or Susie Public out there. I get it. But don't the truth matter? Because there's one person in this ordeal that's telling the truth, and it's me. I don't lie to y'all. His ass lies a lot. And there's a lot of shady stuff that he does. And one of the things is his passive aggressiveness and the two-facedness and smile in your face and dig you behind the back. I happen to know that about him, which is why I don't like him. And he don't like me. But it doesn't stop me from being fair and calling it like I see it. We ain't exchanging Christmas gifts. We ain't having Thanksgiving dinner together. What you bring your son up in there for? What you bring your family up in there before? You gonna go on Pat McAfee show, talk about you gonna protect your house. What you talking about? Your son ain't at the house. He's at Crypto.com Arena. We ain't covering him in Brentwood. We covering him in downtown LA at the Crypto.com Arena, where you put him. Now, I happen to believe that he's going to be ready. I think Bronny's going to be an NBA player. I believe in the kid personally. But LeBron did this. Now, to get to he and I, could y'all please go back to the video of him getting in my face? If you watch, ladies and gentlemen, and you see it for yourself, notice how LeBron is in my face. And right when he finishes, he looks past me right at the camera that was filming it. Watch him. I didn't even pick that up first go round. You got Markeith Morris to my right, his left. You got Scott Brooks, assistant coach, behind him. He finishes talking and looks right up to the camera. Everybody and their mother knew I was going to be there. Because when you sit courtside, the Lakers have an idea of who's going to show up. He knew I was coming. And picked the third quarter in the middle of the game to say what he has to say to make sure the camera's rolling. And to then look at the camera after immediately saying what he said to me, with me having no chance to respond. We could have went to the back after the game. LeBron James could have came right over the press row and said, yo, don't leave. I want to see you after the game. We got to have a conversation. And before any of these players or any professional athlete or anybody associated with them says another syllable, think about this. 99% of y'all would have done that. Y'all would have said, Stephen, they don't leave. I ain't see you, bro. After the game, LeBron didn't want that because LeBron would have had to deal with my response. And my response would have been, you did this. This ain't me. Don't put this on me. Why the hell are you putting your son in this position knowing we got to cover him? If we don't cover him, we ain't doing our job. Why would you do that? That's what I would have said to him. But he didn't want a response. He didn't want that. Because LeBron wanted to give smoke. He didn't want to take any. What am I talking about? I have even more nuggets of info to give y'all on that point. Brother don't like smoke. He just likes to give it. Typical bully mentality. It ain't working.
Stephen A. Smith is just going scorched earth. And I did finally find the sound on him just like explaining why he's not better than Jordan. He just goes right down the list. And he talks also briefly about some of the things that he didn't say. And he did get torn up on the internet for this, but I want to play this for you guys because it is a good one. It's just downloading. Oh, I'm getting annoyed. It's taking too long. Let's see. I'll read some comments in the meantime. I will read some comments. Oh, actually, here it goes. But I will read the super chats. I do want to shout out. Oh my gosh, Brown B, salute to you for the $10 super chat. The Giddler takes out Labalco again. LMBAO, media will turn on him. They got Armstrong and Bonds. They're gonna get him. Look, if you can get a baseball player, Armstrong, I mean, they did get those two guys. You're right. Is LeBron Teflon Don? We'll see. Daryl Jones, salute to you. Thank you for the $10 super chat. The players in the 70s can make a better inbound pass than the one LeBron made. Honestly, it looked so slow. It looked like he was, I don't know, out of his body. It looked like the Goon Squad took over his body in Space Jam. Brian Allen Hines, salute to you for the $2 super chat. You're speaking the truth. Thank you so much. I try to do that. We have to. Somebody has to. And I think that it's great that YouTube content creators have, a platform to do that and our voices can be heard. Brown B, salute to you for another $10 super chat. Stephen A. Smith and Labalco are the same dude. May the best hairline win. Absolutely. I don't feel bad for either of them. Watching both of them, it's just kind of like watching like little sharks, get after the fish or something like that. It's just really, really, it's hilarious. It's like watching all these squirrels, go to the same little hole. It's just pretty hilarious, honestly. And they're both getting exactly what they deserve. Stephen A. Smith for being a snitch all those years ago to Allen Iverson and for what he did to Kyrie Irving. Look at him now. Now he's fighting for position. Now he's trying to build equity in the YouTube streets. He's scrambling. Players might not want to talk to him. Salute to Checkball Sports. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Grew up a LeBron fan, but Jordan been the GOAT. Only this fan base turns into jocksat crybabies when you don't bow to the fake king. Hashtag checkball. Salute to Checkball Sports. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you guys. Now let's get into this soundbite from Stephen A. Smith where he completely attacks him again on First Take just for like the first 20 minutes. This one is just like about 4 minutes or so. Bear with me, guys, and listen up.
I suggest that he be happy with the things that I haven't brought up. I never brought up really and never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. I never really brought up or discussed why you did not attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction when that man was directly responsible for you capturing a championship for the first time in your career. I brought up none of that. I didn't bring up the fact that even though when people had asked, you had alluded to what had happened tragically to your son, and thank God he's okay with his heart condition. I didn't bring up the fact that even though you couldn't go to the Hall of Fame induction of Dwayne Wade weeks earlier, you were out of the country on business. I didn't bring that up. That's your personal business, okay? But the fact is you wasn't at the Hall of Fame induction of a brother that's going to drastically assist to you being a Hall of Famer because he helped you become the champion that you are, and he was a big brother to you. I brought up none of these things. But LeBron James, at the end of the day, wants to come at me, and he's walking around pouting. Why would he be pouting? The man is 22. He is universally recognized as the Mount Rushmore of basketball. He is unquestionably one of the greatest players to have ever played basketball. I have him top 2. Stab me in the chest, crucify me, throw me in jail. Of the thousands upon thousands of players who have played in NBA history, I have this man number 2 overall in the history of basketball, despite Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being a 19-time All-Star, a 6-time champion, a 6-time league MVP. It was the greatest, the most trusted move, offensive move in NBA history with the Skyhook. I still had him ahead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's not enough. So much so that you go this route. It's very unfortunate that he has done this. It's very unfortunate that he has tried to ostracize me amongst the NBA community and the sports world and beyond, talking about how I talk about I'm pooping on the players and all of this other stuff. They don't bring up all the time we praise the players. I applaud them when they win. I criticize them when they're messing up in an effort to make sure that you don't do it again. I'm not wishing anybody to fail, but I have to call it how I see it because I have an audience to answer to.
Well, so Stephen A. got his ass torn for saying that he didn't go to Kobe Bryant's memorial. And now I just think that he misspoke. I think that he meant to say that he didn't go to Kobe Bryant's jersey retirement or Kobe Bryant's statue reveal. These were things that he missed in memoriam of Kobe Bryant. So these are memorials. They're in memoriam of Kobe Bryant, aren't they? So he didn't say he didn't go to the funeral. He said memorial. And those things are different, but of course it was taken as funeral. And that's why Stephen A. tweeted, I did not mean to intimate that LeBron James was not present for Kobe Bryant's funeral. And he said that everything else that he said was correct. And I'm with him on that. It's true. It's a damn shame that Stephen A. That he's not a trusted person in the media. And I think that LeBron James is going to work very hard to ensure that he is not a trusted person in the media. And that's what Stephen A. gets. I mean, what can we really say to that? I did want to play what he was saying to you guys about Michael Jordan. That was it was a lot. It was a lot. So give me 1 second. I'm going to put it on my phone and play it for you guys. Hold on.
matters to him and one thing only, and that's him being recognized as the greatest of all times. Well, you're not in my book. That belongs to Michael Jordan. Where would I get that from? Let's count the ways. So we have a situation where we're looking at LeBron James breaking all these records, and we're conveniently forgetting that he's in his 22nd year. But Jordan did all of this pretty much in his first 13, although he had 15 years. He only came back for the final 2 years because he wanted to be an owner. And part of the stipulation with Abe Poland, then the owner of the Washington franchise, was that he be a part of the team and play and generate revenue and interest, etc., so he could ultimately become an owner. It was really his first 13 years. Yet still in all, here we are in the year 2025, decades after Michael Jordan has retired, while LeBron James is still playing. And LeBron James is still 2 titles shy of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is 6. LeBron James has 4. He does have as many finals losses as Michael Jordan has wins. He has 6 finals losses. He has 4 championships. Let me continue. Michael Jordan, NBA Finals MVP, 6th, the most all time. LeBron James, 4, despite having played a minimum of 7 more seasons than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, regular season MVP, 5, tied for 2nd all time with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. LeBron James, 4. Once again, he comes up short to Michael Jordan. All NBA first team, 10 of 15 seasons, 67% for Michael Jordan. 59%, 13 of 22 for LeBron James over the course of 22 years. Defensive Player of the Year, Michael Jordan captured that once. That has never been an honor bestowed upon LeBron James. All NBA Defensive First Team, 9, tied for most all time to LeBron James, 5. He's still 4 short despite having a minimum of 7 more seasons. Scoring titles, 10-1. LeBron James does have an assist title. Michael Jordan never did that. Michael Jordan led the league in steals on 3 occasions. He's had 9 NBA record 9 game-winning buzzer beaters. LeBron, as of last night, has 8. So still in your 22nd season, you haven't caught up to Michael Jordan, okay? What I'm saying to you is that these are basketball things that I'm mentioning. Who got personal? LeBron. He's lying when he says that I attacked his son. When he came up to me courtside at the Lakers-Knicks game, he was lying then. He threw me off guard because he said, you can't be pooping on my son because we over FCC Airways. You can't be doing that. I didn't know what he was talking about, so it threw me off. Had he came up to me and said, what the hell are you doing talking about me as a father? I would say it's because of what you were doing with your son on the basketball court for public consumption. That's fair game. His son plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't wish any harm upon Bronny. I believe in Bronny. I didn't say anything about him until that one time, January 29th. And I never bothered him before or after. I just stated a point in fact. We want to forget that. We want to forget that other people were pointing to his legitimacy or lack thereof as a McDonald's All-American. We want to point to LeBron James, and we don't want to bring up the fact that he was the one that said on the record, my son is better than some NBA players right now. You want me, draft my son. We want to conveniently forget that. I'm not doing that. I cover this sport. This is what I do. And if LeBron James wants to see me continue to cover the sport, or he wants to have a problem with me continues to cover the sport, but LeBron James at the end of the day wants to come at me and he's walking around pouting. Why would he be pouting? The man is 22. He is
I can't. Why would he be pouting? I mean, Stephen A. Smith is right. As much as he's Stephen S. Smith, as much as he has been capping in the media, he has been doing a lot of it for Clutch Sports and LeBron James, calling him number 2 because he works for ESPN. And that was the narrative that LeBron paid ESPN for. That was the narrative that they have a handshake deal to spread. Stephen A. Smith is just saying, hey, like, we can't lie about everything. I can't lie about everything. Of course, people question Bronny in the McDonald's game. LeBron James called people up and told people not to guard him. That was the assignment that players had, was not to guard Bronny James and to let him score. He wasn't even supposed to be in the game. He was forced into the McDonald's game. LeBron stole another kid's spot and forced them to put Bronny on the team. This has been confirmed by many people. This has widely been reported. Bronny hasn't belonged for a long time, guys. He didn't belong in high school. And in 22 years, LeBron hasn't caught up to Michael Jordan. In 22 years. The longest movie isn't the best movie. We have to stop this. I don't know that Stephen A. Smith would swing on LeBron James. I don't know, but I want to believe that he would because of what he said about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith and Chris Rock and that slap. He said, hey, if Chris Rock would have slapped me like that, I would have, I mean, if Will Smith would have slapped me right like that, I would have swung on him. We would have been fighting. Again, I think that Stephen A. Smith handled himself professionally in the moment when he was pressed. I don't think he looks scared. I do think he looks shocked. He knew LeBron James wasn't going to hit him. He wasn't scared. He was next to Larry David and that other billionaire guy. He wasn't about to make a scene. He just signed his $100 million contract. He was professional. LeBron should try it. But again, Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James, they're both getting what they deserve. And I can't wait to see how this all plays out. I want to thank you all for joining the stream. I hope everyone has a wonderful morning. Let's see where we're at with likes. Did you guys like the video this morning? Okay. We're at 143, but we've got 285 people in the chat and in the room with us. Do me a favor and smash the like button, okay? Let's run up the likes. Can we get up to 200? Spurzan, you were hilarious. Can't live or breathe without attention is a massive disorder. Absolutely. And it's both of them. LeBron and Stephen A. Smith need to constantly control the narrative or be in a space where they have the last word. LeBron James thought he was going to have the last word. And I don't even think he thought he was going to have the last word. He just knew that his words were not able to be challenged. That's why he went to Pat McAfee. If he went to Shannon Sharpe might have been a little bit more critical of him. He might have asked him about that damn All-Star game that he didn't participate in. Shannon Sharpe might have held him accountable the way an uncle does, right? So perhaps he picked Pat McAfee because he knew that the interview would be a lot of glazing. I mean, Pat McAfee opened up that interview with calling him the GOAT. So LeBron James, he, like Stephen A. said, he uses the media when it's convenient for him. And LeBron James is two-faced and passive-aggressive. That's what he called him. And I think all of that's true. They don't like each other, and this is not going to go away. This isn't going to calm down. But like I said, guys, I really appreciate you for joining the stream. Sneed, salute to you, Sneed. I blame Adam Silver for everything, too. I mean, this happened on his watch. He's letting the league become a circus. He let LeBron James and Clutch Sports ruin the NBA. So with that said, guys, I want to bid you a good day and happy Friday. I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Enjoy your day at work, or, you know, if it's nighttime for some of you who are watching in other countries, thank you so much. Don't forget, like the stream, share the stream. Let's get the word about Sports Tea out there. Okay, we need subscribers. We need more people to be a part of this community so it can grow and expand. And you guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well so that you can know when I'm going live and when some videos are uploaded as well. So I'll have more content for you tomorrow. If I can stay up late, because I'm going to land late tonight. If I can stay up, then I'll go live again. But salute to everybody in the chat. I really appreciate you all for being here. Really great engagement. And I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful Friday. Bye-bye.